Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another episode here on European Confessions. The following story that you're going to be listening to, it comes from a translation of a message that I received. And the translation of that message, it reads like this. Hello, how are you? Can you please post my own story? I have done things that I can never undo, things that haunt me almost on a daily basis. I did this. It was all because of fear. And I wanted money. I wanted to be rich. I was just someone who was an ordinary, making a living as a taxi driver, an ordinary citizen. But I made bad choices and I was desperate. And I met up with people who turned me into something else. Now I am stuck in a cycle of making money and all of this money that I have. But at the end of the day, what hurts me is that I cannot even help those that are in need. By this, I mean my own relatives, my friends. They just watch me as at a distance, whilst I am assisting other people that are not even related to me. I would rather go on Instagram, have a life with a lot of beautiful women that I'll be giving money, and knowing that my mother is going to bed hungry. It was in 2018 when I still had some hope, like I was working and living in Johannesburg as a taxi driver. The job is not easy. I do not want to lie to you. That was when I fell in love. I fell in love with Ulirato, not a real name. She was my boss' daughter and the kind of a woman who could make you fall in love with her instantly. I knew that I was not supposed to touch her, because if her father was going to find out that I was even looking at him, the man was going to have me killed. But before we knew it, she was the one who made the first move, and we were sneaking around as if we were like teenagers. For a while, it felt like a dream. I honestly saw myself becoming his son-in-law, and maybe he was going to assist me because the man has a lot of money. But these dreams, they are just fantasies, and they became like nightmares. When her father discovered about our relationship, he did not fire me. He destroyed me, and there was no one who wanted to hire me. I was blacklisted by the entire taxi association. No one would hire me, and no one would let me work the routes even on my own. I lost everything. In a matter of weeks, I had lost everything. No money, nothing. I really had a big heartbreak. This was after the girl dumped me. She dumped me for no reason at all. She texted me and she said that me and her, we were never going to work. Things were never going to work out. It was far much better that we go our separate ways. How do you recover from that? From that time going onwards, I did not even know what else to do until I was approached by this other man. The man, he owns a scrapyard, but he is into this business of operating pirate taxis outside of the taxi associations. I had no choice but to become a pirate taxi driver, and I was using this route between Soweto and downtown Johannesburg like it was dangerous work. The taxi association does not take kindly to competition, especially from someone whom they know that he is operating as a pirate taxi driver. And the warnings, they were coming. At first it was just your warnings from angry taxi drivers telling me to get off their routes, but soon it quickly escalated. My tires were slashed, windows were smashed. Sometimes one night a group of men ambushed me, beat me within an inch of my life. I nearly lost my life on that night. I knew that I could not keep up with this. The taxi association was hunting for me, and I was running out of options. That was when I made the decision to leave South Africa. I went into Mozambique with this other man who is a Mozambican national but came to our country a very long time ago. So when we were in Maputo, I struggled, and we went to this other Sangoma who said that he wanted money, but we did not have enough money. So the man made us to work for him. Yes, I stayed there in Malawi for almost half a year. Whilst I was working for that sangoma, I just told myself that I had to go through this since I did not have enough money, until the man said that he was about to bless us. Indeed, this man, he blessed me. As for that Mozambican man, I left him back in his country, saying that he was tired of living in a foreign land, but I returned back to my country alone. So the rituals that we did was that the man just made a small mark on my hand so that blood can come out, and when the blood was dripping out, it was falling into this other small clay plate. I was then given a bottle. It was an empty Coca-Cola glass bottle, those old ones. I was told that I needed to return back with it to South Africa. There was some water that was inside that glass bottle. I don't know what kind of water it was, but it was very bitter to taste. Once you drink it, you will become instantly thirsty. By the time that I arrived back home, that was when I had to call him. I told him and I said that I had returned back, and he said that make sure that you slaughter a chicken, and after you have slaughtered a chicken, then put some blood inside that bottle. That is what I did. I then bought a chicken, slaughtered it, and I put the blood inside that bottle. I had to keep this bottle underneath my bed for 2 good weeks until I found good money. When I had found good money, I asked him what I was supposed to do with this money. He said, buy yourself a car. I want you to do some trips between Johannesburg and Durban. All that you have to do is target women so that they can become your passengers. The first time the bottle fed, I felt sick to my stomach. It was a young woman, I think in her mid-20s, on her way to visit her family in KZN. She was sitting at the back seat of my car, scrolling through her phone, completely unaware of what is happening. So I do give lifts to people that will be on the hiking spot. So on that day, it was only her on the hiking spot. I offered her a lift. She was sitting at the back. And as we were traveling, that bottle was busy feeding off from her. This bottle, I could even see it as it was breathing, enjoying the blood as it was taking her blood. And what these people do not know is that once you get into my car, then this bottle will start to suck your blood. It does not take a lot of your blood, but in time it will keep on returning back to you. It will be able to locate you since it will be smelling your blood, and with time you will die. That is what happened with this girl. So the money started coming. I do not want to lie. I was able to upgrade my car, bought a house in a gated community. No one even suspects that I am building my fortune on other people's blood. That is all that I do. I have lost count of how many women that have stepped into my car since 2019. Mothers, students, workers, they all trust me, but they do not know. Usually, I wait for month end, then I will be on my way from Johannesburg to Durban, always picking up women. I do not pick up men. I only pick up women. Those were the ones that I was told to use, and no one even knows that this is what I do. This is my own confession. Do I have any advice for anyone out there? No, I do not have any advice, because we all live different lives. Who am I to judge? I do not want to be judged, for the Bible says that do not be a judge, for you will also be a judge. For only God can judge us all. I am glad that I have given you my own story and my testimony. Dear listeners, right there was a message that was sent to me by one of our admin who helped us with this translation. Strange things indeed, they do happen in this world. Yo.